Hi, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here, thank you so much for clicking on this video. So today I wanted to talk about self-love, and I think this is something that is so important. I wrote a blog post about the most important relationship you have, and I truly believe that that is the relationship you have with yourself. You cannot give to others without being sort of fulfilled yourself first. I really do believe that, and I was in a place where I didn't particularly like the person I was becoming. I wasn't happy with some of the choices I was making, and I was just a little bit lost. I worked really hard to get to a positive place and to get to a point where I do love myself, and that is not being vain. Obviously there are people that love themselves in a very vain way. That isn't the kind of love I'm talking about. I'm talking about really caring for yourself and loving yourself on a much deeper level than just vanity. So I've got some tips to share with you of kind of how I went from not really liking myself to truly loving myself. So the first thing is to make peace with your past. There are things that have happened to everybody in life that they maybe wish hadn't happened, or they don't like the way that it turned out, or there's just something about that event or the situation that you are not happy with. With most things in life, you can find a lesson in it. If it is not something that has benefited you in an obvious way, what it has done is given you the understanding about a situation, or it has taught you how to deal with that in the future. There can always be something good. There may be things that you need to do to make peace with your past. You might need to go and see a professional. You may need to really delve into the past and try and find the lessons that you've learned from it. It might not be the easiest step, but it is a really important step. The other thing is to own your truth. So many times if we aren't happy with who we are, or we aren't happy with where our life is going, or anything sort of under that umbrella, we can lie to people or twist the truth a little, or I don't know, you just aren't being honest with yourself or others. When you are doing that, all you are doing is reinforcing that you are wrong and that you are bad and that you are not a person worthy of love and that your true essence is not good enough. And this can be so many things. It can be your sexuality, it could be that you have a chronic illness and you aren't telling people about it. It can even be something as simple as you're actually feeling sad and you're not telling people. It's really important to not only be honest with yourself, but be honest with others that are around you, because perfection is not something that is achievable. And if we constantly pretend that we are perfect, we are reinforcing to ourselves that who we truly are is not okay. So it's really important to just be honest and own who you truly are to become in love with who you truly are. And another thing is to just work on yourself. So what is it that you are not liking about yourself? There are so many things that you can do to improve yourself, that you don't have to just stay in a state that you don't like. You can change it. And working on yourself can come in so many different forms. It can be meditating to calm your mindset. It can be going to the gym to improve your health and fitness. It can be taking an online course for something that you've always wanted to learn. There are so many different ways to work on yourself and to make yourself a better person for you, not a better person for anyone else. But by becoming a better person for yourself, you do become a better person for others. Does that make sense? When you are working on yourself, just make sure you are focusing on the progress rather than the end goal. A really important step is to delete negativity. I'm talking about people, I'm talking about situations, it can be social media. Negativity isn't always obvious. It might not be the person who, I don't know, on your Facebook feed is always talking about how crap the world is and is always talking about really depressing things. Obviously they're negative, get rid of them. But it can also be someone who is stunning and they are the happiest person ever, and they always are posting pictures of holidays and they're living this amazing life. Not obvious that that person is negative, but if when you are looking at that person you feel negative, they need to be removed. It's not always obvious where negativity comes from, so it is good to kind of really sit down and think, what is actually making me feel rubbish and how can I change it? A big problem I think a lot of people have is the way they speak to themselves. We all have that voice, well actually we don't all have that voice, there was that weird thing that says people don't have a voice in their head or whatever, but for the majority of us we speak to ourselves in our head. Sometimes the way we speak to ourselves is disgusting, or even the way we speak about ourselves to others, it's horrible. I know I always used to be like, oh god I'm so fat, I'd look in the mirror and I'd be pulling like at bits of me and I'd be like, oh this is awful, I look gross, I hate this, I hate that. I would never say to someone else those things ever. So why is it okay for me to speak to myself like that? It isn't okay to speak to yourself like that, and that is really something that completely changes your perspective. If you think of the person that you love the most, parent, loved one, boyfriend, girlfriend, sibling, child, a son, daughter, think of how you speak to them and then speak to yourself in that way. It doesn't mean that you have to always speak to yourself with the most beautiful words and the most kind, caring things, but it's about watching the language that you're using, and also sometimes it's just about adding "but that's okay" to the end of your sentence. So I don't know, maybe you have had a really bad day and you are in bed at the end of the day and you are mulling over everything that's gone wrong that day, and you're going, oh, I haven't done anything today, all I've done is laid in bed all day, I didn't eat well today, those kind of things. You can still say that, but add "but it's okay" to it. I haven't done anything today, but that's okay. I haven't achieved anything today, but that's okay. I've eaten crap today, but that's okay. And it's just sort of letting yourself have a bad day, it's fine, and talking to yourself in a way that that's okay that you've had a bad day. So the environment that you are in is really important. Anyone who knows me knows my bedroom used to be an absolute tip. Like there was just stuff everywhere, and I didn't really think it affected me that much, but you're kind of telling yourself that that's acceptable, that it's fine to live in that way, and that you don't deserve tidiness and peace and tranquility in your space, which everyone deserves that, and it's completely dependent on who you are, quite how you want your surroundings. But now my room is like my sanctuary, and I love being in here, and it makes me happy, it makes me feel calm, it makes me feel chilled. And I think that is so important in sort of loving yourself and showing yourself you deserve more than just a rubbish environment to be in. So to treat yourself, I kind of had a moment where I was single, I wasn't in a relationship with someone, and I can't remember what it was I wanted, but I think I was out shopping and I saw something and I was like, oh no, I won't get that, you know. I didn't think I don't deserve that, but I just kind of looked at it and thought, oh no, it's too expensive, or whatever it was that was going through my mind. And I remember I had a moment where I thought, I spent such and such and such and such on my ex, and when I would go out, I would see something and I'd think, oh, he'd like that, and I'd pick it up and buy it for him. I thought, why on earth don't I do that for myself? Why don't I deserve that kind of love as well? And I do deserve that kind of love. And I don't know, it was just that kind of thought process of, if I was in a relationship, I would spend that money on them. Why shouldn't I spend that money on myself? That kind of really changed my mindset of it. And I mean, now I probably treat myself far too often. I'm 100% worth treating, and I am completely worthy of gifts and presents. So and something that always makes me feel better is self-care. Different from working on yourself. Obviously working on yourself is a bit more kind of practical, whereas self-care is just caring, and it's something that is personal to you. So self-care to you might be having a relaxing bubble bath, or self-care might be an at-home pamper night. Yesterday I had a bit of a rubbish day and I painted my nails, and as you can see, did a really horrendous job on my fake tan. But that to me is going to make me feel better. And if you are in a sort of real bad state of kind of depression and really, really low, self-care can be as simple as getting up and having a shower. It's just reinforcing to yourself that you are worth it and that you are worthy of love. And my final tip is to keep track of your progress. So this isn't just the progress of something that you're working on, like a skill or your body or something like that, although keep track of those things as well. This is keeping track of your progress with your relationship with yourself, taking the time to kind of look back and appreciate how far you've come. I think it's really easy when you're in a bad day to think that is going to be how you feel forever. Keeping track of your progress can be a really good way to motivate yourself to not get back there, because you can have a bad day and think, well, I'm not letting this become my new normal like it was back then. I refuse to let this be my normal. So I am allowed a bad day, I'm allowed a bad 24 hours, you can even have a bad week. But it's really important to not let yourself go back down into the place that you used to be. Those are the things that I think are really important to kind of implement into your journey into truly loving yourself. And right now is a great time to be working on that relationship. And it's like with any relationship, there are going to be ups and downs, and it is a journey. So just enjoy the journey, enjoy learning about yourself. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And if you did enjoy it, please share this video around. I hope you are having a wonderful day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.